Yo, 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 it's your boy Drew.
Yo, 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 it's your boy Meech.
You already know what it is. It's episode 3 of the No Moves podcast. I know you guys got no moves, so you know what I mean? Come on,
Because if we had
listen.
no moves, like, why would you be watching this episode
Exactly,
for?
man. Honestly, though, we really got no moves, though. Like, that's why we doing this. Like, I ain't got nothing to do, man. We ain't got nothing
Yeah,
better to
man.
do,
Anybody
so.
got the moves? Let me know. We'll find something else to do. But
I
for
mean,
now,
you
we
got,
got no
I mean,
moves.
you got the move. All right, you know what? All right. All right. Okay, all right, so
It's
we go.
like, nah, I'm just messing. I enjoy this. I enjoy this.
Oh, man, this is dumb. All right, okay. All
What's
right, man.
poppin', Drew?
Let's,
How you
let's get
been,
into
bro?
it. Yeah, man. We got a lot of topics today, man. So yeah, let's start.
All right, let's
Gaming.
go. You want to start with
Gaming.
games, Drew?
Yes.
All
Gaming.
right. All right. Well, I'll start off since I actually bought this game and I've been talking about it for so long. If you didn't know, Kingdom Hearts 3 came out Tuesday, this past Tuesday, January 29th.
It did come out,
Uh,
guys.
it did come out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So if you don't have a PlayStation 4 and you have an Xbox, you could be like me and you got it for Xbox One. Uh, and so far, I mean, I think I got potential to win Game of the Year. Like I said, I only beaten one
He's a
level.
stan.
I only won one. I'm being like dead ass right now. Like
Okay.
I'm being objective. Like, you know, I told myself I'm just gonna, play this game like, like it's the first time. Like I've just been introduced to the series, and I've got the same feeling that I had. What was it when the Kingdom Hearts come out? 2002, like 17 years ago. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say 14 years ago when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out. I had that same feeling of just wonder and awe at like the gameplay, the visuals and stuff like that. I mean, my only it's not even a gripe, but my only criticism of the game is just the cutscenes. Like it's you kind of tell that the recordings were made probably 10 years ago and whatnot, like way before game development finished. But other than that, uh, I think it could win Game of the Year.
All
I'm
right.
not even standing. I'm not even standing right now.
Let me just say this. I honestly didn't think this game was gonna come out. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Like, I only believe that this game came out because of the Twitch streams and because I seen people take pictures of the box. Like, Kingdom Hearts, man, is really here. It's a movement. And
It's finally,
wait,
man.
so Meech, did you actually get a chance to play any of it? Cause I know you
I
got the
did.
games, man. How
I played.
like
I
how
played
far
it
in?
for about 3 hours.
About 3 hours. Okay. And
If I was in high school and I didn't have shit to do, I would play it for like the whole day.
hey, man,
I got responsibilities and stuff, so
that's 100% a fact. I'm not even
that's a
gonna lie.
fact. So I'm able to give it 3 hours, and those 3 hours of gameplay, I beat the first level. Well, it's not really a spoiler because there's other stuff, but
Okay.
the first level. Okay, so when you start the game, the first Disney World that you play in is Mount Olympus.
All right.
Now,
True.
in the past, I mean, I heard that was gonna be the first level, anyways, and a couple people were like, "Oh, it's the same story; it's gonna drag out." But I actually enjoyed Hercules' level in this game, because in the past you were just confined to the Colosseum, but they gave you more of an open world with Hercules' world. Like
Okay.
number one, you weren't in the Colosseum. You were like actually in Thebes, which is the town, and you work your way towards Mount Olympus, which is like where the gods. If you've seen the film, that's where like Hercules' dad Zeus and all the other gods congregated. So I actually enjoyed it, man. Like I said, the graphics were amazing. They really did a good job with the gameplay. I'm very impressed. Even but the short time I played the game, I'm very impressed with the gameplay. And so I left off beating that world and going to Twilight Town. And I could hear people were like, "Oh, we already seen those worlds," but I mean, I'm
Okay.
patient, man. It's not like you're playing the exact same way you did too. Like they really made some great changes to the story. So I'm impressed, man. Like I said, I'm impressed. Game
Well,
of the year, I'm calling it. right here.
Game of the year. That's a bold statement. Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Listen, it's already getting great reviews. Like if you go online, like it's getting,
I don't know,
9 out of
man.
10,
Yeah,
9 point,
I think
9.5 out of 10.
IGN gave it like a 8.7, man. I don't know.
That's a good rating. That's a great rating.
A game of the year, though. You know, here's my thing about Kingdom Hearts, and this is why like I was kind of scared of the game. Like, can it live up to the hype? Like, it's been like it's been like 13 years since Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, don't you feel like that's too much hype for a game to live up to? Like,
no, you know why? I felt like they well, I haven't beaten the game, so
okay.
I can't tell you. But they, listen, it's not like I can understand if they released 2 and then didn't have any games in between. Like this was their first entry since Kingdom Hearts 2, but that's not the case. They had to come up with the games that ended up coming out in between 2 and 3. I mean, I'll say the only game that I felt like was unnecessary was 358.5 days, whatever that was called, the one with Roxas, because we didn't really need that,
But
we already know the deal with Roxas.
But let me ask you this, like, as someone new to the series or someone who hasn't played before, do you think you have to play 1 and 2 only, or do you have to play the other games in the series, or what do you think?
If you're not gonna play it, just read a brief synopsis about
read a synopsis. Nah, read a synopsis. What you mean?
Yeah, just you don't want to. I mean, that's my alternative for.
So you either gotta play all the versions or none. That's what you're saying.
Well, you need to. If you want to have a full understanding of what's going on in the story.
Okay.
Listen, there's a lot of fans who don't really know the full logistics of what's going on.
That's true, man.
There is. So
okay,
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you, oh, if you play 2, you can jump into 3 and know exactly what's going on. No. You got to know what happened. Because here's the thing with Kingdom Hearts. It's not just what's happening in that world's present time. You need to know the origin story of, Sora and Riku, the Keyblade Masters before them, and how that relates to the present. Because what happens in the past is important for the future. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you you're going to know everything that's going on if you don't play the other games. Like I said, the games that I tell you to play are Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, and that's it.
Now, do they have any like books you can read or like light novels that you could probably get into?
I mean, they got their own novels. They have a light novel,
but that would like actually tell you the full story. Do you know?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh man, Kingdom Hearts. I mean, but yo, shout out to Square Enix, man, because they was making Final Fantasy games for a minute, but what I mean, they buckled down. And
we don't care about Final Fantasy over here. Kingdom Hearts is the best thing they ever did.
Hey man, don't disrespect my
Final
dude Cloud.
Fantasy
right?
is Kingdom Hearts time right now.
Don't disrespect my nigga Cloud, all right? Don't disrespect him.
I could care less about at least the more recent Final Fantasy entry. I could care less about those. That's a discussion for another day, another podcast episode.
All right, no, man, but that's good that you're enjoying it, man. Shoot. Now what we about to talk about is Anthem, the real projected game of the year. So basically, if you guys don't know, Anthem is basically a multiplayer, combined Destiny, Warframe, and Iron Man. And that's Anthem. That's the best way I can describe this game. You get to play as different javelins. So one's like a tank, one's like a healer, I think, and one's like damage. It's something like that. Basically, you go through dungeons, raids with your party, and that's all said and done. But what we want to talk about is recently, there was a post on Reddit, and it showed Anthem. It showed the Anthem, right? And it showed so essentially with these javelins, you can get these different looks. Cosmetically, you can look cool, you can look not, you can look bad or whatever. And so what they showed was that one of the cosmetic items, it costed $20. and a lot of people were like, hold on, like that's too much money, EA. Like, what are you guys doing? And here's the thing, like it said that the item costed $20, and like in game it was like 400,000 credits. But during the beta, the problem is that they didn't really like show you the value of everything. Like they didn't really allow you like to collect cash, so you can't really gauge how long it's gonna take it to get 400,000 coins. So pretty much the community was in uproar. And here's my thing: do you think microtransactions are bad for games? What do you think about that? Not even just Anthem in particular, but just in general. Do you think it's bad for companies to want to charge money for in-game items?
I'm gonna give a. I'm gonna say it's not bad, but it's conditional. My statement is conditional.
Okay.
Because I enjoy microtransactions for the fact that, like, when you say microtransactions, are you talking about downloadable content? Does that fall into that
I mean,
definition of microtransactions?
it could literally be anything. So
It could be anything.
here's a common argument that people like to say. So a game like Fortnite has microtransactions, right? So
Yeah.
you can buy dances, you can buy skins or whatever, but the game is free. It's
Yeah.
free to download, it's free to play,
Yeah.
and you can enjoy the game 100% without paying for anything.
Yeah.
But then a game like Anthem is $60 up front, and then they're charging $20 for a skin. Like, do you think that's okay? Do you think there's a problem with that?
Listen. People will pay for what they want. So who am
Right.
I to tell, Fortnite or Anthem, the developers, not to give the people what they want?
Okay.
Now, do I want a skin that? Listen, and we have to acknowledge the business genius of Fortnite. The game is free. It's
true.
a free game, but they managed to rake in over $3 billion in 2018.
That's right.
A free game.
But here's the thing:
You
I
can
don't.
get a free game. A free game netted $3 billion in revenue, and that's all micro. I'm assuming that's all microtransactions.
It has to be for you to be.
It
honest.
has to be.
Or-
Listen. The effect of Fortnite. Listen, my brother stole because of Fortnite.
Oh.
My brother took
Uh,
my parents' card
my
or whatever. He had to took the card,
My man Meech snitching.
or he ordered off their Amazon account just
Okay.
to get some money to buy skins or weapons in Fortnite.
Okay.
And I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, you stole shit over for a free game?
Yeah. Yo, that's beyond us not, because I feel like our gaming generation is a little bit different. Like we grew up and we didn't have to pay for things in game. But I mean, but here's the thing with Fortnite though. I'm not mad that they have microtransactions because the game is free. Like I'm not mad that I mean, if you want to look a certain way, pay $20. Like to me, that doesn't bother me. It's only like
It's marketing genius to me. That's all I
Like-
gotta say.
here's a line for me. If they really be like, yo, you pay for this skin, all right, that's cool. But if you pay for the skin, your character is stronger or your character does more damage, then I have a problem with it because then the game becomes pay to win, and nobody wants to play a pay to win game because then it's just whoever puts more money into the game, you're gonna be the best in game.
I beg to differ. I've seen numerous games like that. Call of Duty is one. I'm assuming Fortnite is the other.
Not Call of Duty. No, but Call of Duty isn't pay to win though. It's not. I mean, you can put in money in Call of Duty, or at least the older ones, and you wouldn't be better.
Oh,
No, because I'm saying like.
yeah, but
microtrans-
why do you think people buy the content? You know, and I know it's not gonna make you much better. But like, let's be real. Why do you think people buy these items?
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. People don't know the value of a dollar, man.
They
I
think
don't
it
know.
gives them some benefit or advantage. Clearly,
No, but I'm
That's my
saying
opinion.
but like I'm not talking about like a Fortnite skin because the skin does nothing. But I'm saying like, what if you bought that skin and it actually did give you an in-game
Oh,
advantage.
oh, I
That's
see
what
what
I'm
you're saying. I
saying.
see what you're saying.
Say, would you have a problem with that?
Would I have a problem? Yeah, but I have a problem. But
So
I want to
so
just play the game. That's
so
it.
you and your homie bought the game the same day. This man put in $50, right? Y'all playing and he's destroying you every time because he bought the strongest gun or whatever. Would you have a problem with that?
Hey man, you paid for you paid for what you get what you ordered, man.
Oh my
It's a
god!
capitalistic economy, man. You get what you paid for.
But the
Listen, an
but
analogy to sports, and an analogy to sports, right? You have one owner
okay.
who devotes the majority of his money to getting the best players or whatever, and then another owner is cheap as hell, doesn't want to get the best players or
All
give his
right.
team the maximum opportunity to win. I can't get mad at the guy who's going an extra mile. I can't get
Oh,
mad at him.
oh my god! But that's not a fun game though. Like, okay, so all right, so let's take that same scenario. Let's say you guys both paid $60 for the game, and but then
Uh-huh.
he paid an additional 60. You wouldn't be mad. You wouldn't like, yo, like, why is this man better than me? Like, we both
First
paid
of
for
all,
the
I don't give
game.
I'm really not that enamored with being elite at a game or playing the
Okay,
you know for that
but
$60. Like
but I'm just saying,
that,
like,
that that's pretty excessive.
you wouldn't want a fair playing field though. That's all I'm saying. A fair playing field.
I would want a fair playing field. I would.
Because here's my thing.
But
Like,
I'm not gonna say as a whole they're bad for gaming because hear me out. I mean, this is my perspective.
okay,
I'd rather have a company, that makes a game. Let me give you an example like Madden and NBA.
okay,
In the past, I understand why they would make like an installment every single year. They make a game every single year
okay,
because that was before we had things like the internet, DLC and stuff like that.
okay.
But I think at this point in time, it's obsolete for them to keep making a new game every single year because if you're looking at the gameplay, nothing is changing that much. As a matter of
This is true.
fact, the only thing that the only noticeable change that I see are to the controls every single year.
Okay,
Like
this is
one
true.
year the controls may be, to my liking or my preference. The next year they may do something completely different.
I
But
mean,
the amount of changes that they're making in the game, the year by year for the past 5 years, I think you should just make DLC, call it a day, make like updates and tweaks to the game, and that's it. If a company's gonna make a new product,
but
I'd rather them,
but how
take
much
their
is that gonna
time
cost
and
though?
make them the best possible product ever.
But how much is that gonna cost though?
The DLC.
Yeah, like what price would you put on that for just Madden, like an updated game? Would you pay $30 for an updated
I mean,
game?
because in essence, they're just making a new game with a new roster. So
I mean,
if I'm gonna just make a new roster, like
I mean,
for next season, I'll just pay $20.
I mean, but you can't shortcut the development process. I mean, they do update the graphics. I'm sure they do things in the game engine. I mean, it's not like they just adding characters. I mean, there's a whole process to it. You can't just shortcut that like all this other things don't have to happen for this game to come out. So I mean, I think it's understandable, man. I don't really got a problem with Madden and 2K making games every year. I mean, as long as they're trying to improve it, I don't really got a problem with it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my stance.
Okay, but as for microtransactions in the game, okay, so if the game is free and they have microtransactions that are strictly cosmetic, I do not have a problem with that. However, if a game is free and they have microtransactions that make you better than someone else, I do have a problem with that. And then going to the other side where you have you pay for the game, you pay $60 for the game. As for microtransactions that are simply cosmetic, here's my thing. If I play a game and I want my character to look cool, I don't want to have to put in $100,000 to buy something that someone could just pay $20 for. To me, that's a problem. That is a striking issue. So,
But I mean, you can't have everything. Like,
I mean, you can't.
meaning that's what I'm saying. If you have a free game, they have to find some way to make money
Yeah, which
somehow.
is, yeah, with the free game, that's why it's fine. But you pay $60 for the game. Like, come on, dog. Like, come
Well,
on.
yeah. You know what?
Like, come on, like I paid 60. Like damn.
I'll
Like,
concede that point to you.
okay,
I'll agree. If I'm paying $60, if it's a free game, I don't think you could, there's much room you could complain about. But
okay.
if you're paying $60 for a game, I could
Like,
take issue with what you just said.
at least give me some act. Like it's like I think there needs to be like a medium. So even if you were to pay $20, that should take you like I don't know, maybe like 3 hours in game or something like that. Like trying to get enough money to buy what you want to buy. It shouldn't be a ridiculous amount that's impossible to get. So where it's basically like strong arming you to pay the $20 instead. If it's like,
$20 is not that bad, Drew.
bro,
Like $20
nah,
is
bro, I'm not paying money on no damn game. Period. All right, but $20, that's a lot of money, dog. Bro, that's a haircut. That's a haircut, bro.
this
What
is
you mean?
$20. I agree. I don't think $20 is worth, but this is not like they charge you like I don't know. $20 is not the worst thing. Give me another estimate, like $50 or something like that. Then I'll take it.
Bro, no in-game skin is gonna cost $50. I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, don't be surprised. Fortnite. I bet you.
I
They
mean,
people are so obsessed with that game. I guarantee you, if they made a skin, some type of skin for $50, people would buy it. People would be stupid enough to buy it.
hey man,
They made $3 billion, man. It's
hey man,
worth it.
Fortnite is a Call of Duty of our
They're
generation,
moving.
man.
They're moving. They're moving weight. You know what I'm saying? They're selling dope. The only thing is just skins.
Hey man, they are. I mean, they're doing a lot of things in that front, man. The dudes at Epic Games, bro, they are like if you knew what they were doing on the gaming side, they're really shaking things up. But all
Yeah.
right, man, let's move on to the next topic. Who we trying to talk about?
Let's go into politics, man.
All right, what you want to say?
So last week, government got reopened. Um, thank God.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know that. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I thought it was,
Man, what do you live under a rock or something,
bro.
man?
I don't listen to politics like that. Wait. So it's no longer shut down. They
It's
they
shutdown is temporarily over.
temper. What
Yeah,
does that even
temporarily.
mean?
It
Temporary.
just means that they were losing billions of dollars each day that the shutdown was continuing. So they just said, "Hey, let's just reopen it so we can get some of this money back into the economy, and we'll try to work things out. And if we find a real lasting solution,
Okay.
then so be it. But after this, it's kind of like it's probably extreme, but it's kind of like a ceasefire in war. They'll be like, hey, we don't get along, but for the next 2 weeks, we're not, there won't be any violence. But we're gonna allow people, mediators, to try to de-escalate the situation.
All
Have
right.
human rights workers from like the UN or something come in and help civilians and stuff like that. So basically, it's just been like, because here's the thing, with the shutdown, if you're a
Okay.
federal employee, you're not receiving a paycheck while the shutdown is occurring.
This
So
is right.
essentially, you're just like TSA, for example, they're still, frisking people, making sure that the airplane passengers are safe, but they're not getting paid. So,
Okay.
there's a lot of people getting affected by it. I have an uncle who works for TSA, so he's not getting a paycheck.
And there,
But
why hasn't there
you
been
know,
like a strike? Like why? Like
it's not. Well, that's the thing. You would think they would be able to say, since we're not getting paid, I don't have to come into work.
right.
But there are some professions, with the federal government that you are legally required to go to work, and if you don't go to work, they can send you to jail.
But you're not getting
They
paid
could
though.
arrest you.
But if you're not getting compensated for
Doesn't
your work,
matter.
are you serious?
Doesn't matter.
Isn't
I'm
that
dead. I'm serious.
isn't that illegal not to pay someone for work? Like
If you work for the federal government,
okay,
and I don't know the positions this applies to. I believe teaching is one of them. You cannot go on strike.
that's
I think there was a
the
situation in Chicago where, because in areas like Chicago that's poor, there's a lot of minorities in the community. There's certain areas where schools are closing down, like a bunch of schools that got closed down on the south side of Chicago, and
problem. Okay,
it has to do I remember one, and I don't remember the exact year this happened, but teachers in Chicago were looking for higher pay, and they were threatening to strike, and the mayor threatened to arrest them because they were legally obligated to go to work.
Okay.
Now, some people stay with, some people will stay at their current job as a federal employee because I guess because of the benefits involved. Maybe they're enticing enough to kind of endure those weeks without being
Endure the hardship.
paid.
Endure not being paid, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I
maybe that's my only explanation.
okay.
But I don't know if TSA will, if that applies to TSA, but
Now,
hey.
will they be compensated later once this is all said and done?
Yeah.
They...
Yeah. To my knowledge, the employers will get compensated if you're an employee. If you're a contractor or something, I don't think that applies.
Yeah,
but if you're an employee,
don't think it does.
If you're an employee, you will receive your earnings.
Sure, they already give my earnings.
That's appropriate.
Like, plus interest, bro. Like, you better.
I don't know about interest part, because remember, we rather spend money on guns and issues at home. So, but that's another debate. That's a debate for another day. But I don't know about the interest part. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, that's crazy, man. This whole government shutdown thing, man. So, because I remember, so because it's temporarily over, did they come to an agreement or
no?
He was just like, we just gonna temporarily like.
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna give you like the brief rundown of the whole situation.
Okay.
Remember when Trump was running for office? What did he promise his constituents?
To build a wall.
What did he promise them? Build a wall.
That's right.
So it's been what? The man took office. He was elected in 2016, and he went into office January 2017. It's been 2 years. They haven't even started building a wall.
Right.
So the issue is that for some reason Trump thinks this wall is gonna define his legacy.
Okay.
He thinks that in order for him to have any chance at re-election in 2020, he has to deliver on his promise to build a wall.
But the thing is, he won't have a chance, though. That's the thing. He won't in 2020. Like, I don't think anybody wants to vote for him, bro. Like, even Republicans don't support him.
Listen.
What?
I am not making that assumption because I made that assumption 3 years ago, and look what happened. I'm not making that assumption.
But we've been living with the mistake for 4 years now. Now it's set in stone.
Listen, people.
Everybody gonna go on and vote.
Listen. If we will be honest, we are one of the dumbest countries who have access to information. Out of all the countries on this planet that have as much access to knowledge and information as we do, we are pretty dumb.
Well, and why is that?
Trump's constituency will whatever he throws at them, they will eat it all up. The man has been lying. Do you realize this man is a pathological liar?
Yes, I do.
He will make a claim, and when confronted about this claim, will say, "I never said that."
Exactly.
Like, that's the definition of a pathological liar.
And you can show them the video to be like, nah, man, that's fake news.
That's fake news. That's his answer for everything. Fake news. And the thing is, nobody is telling you to say these things. CNN is not telling Donald Trump to tell the NFL owners, fire those sons of bitches. Is CNN? Is that CNN's fault? Is it CNN's fault that you've been on record saying, I'm going to make Mexico pay for the wall? When the president I don't know if it's the president of Mexico or the former president. Matter of fact, it's a former president. A former president of Mexico has gone on record and said, we are not building a fucking wall. Those are his exact words. We've been saying that forever.
Yeah, I don't even know why people believe that. Like, how would they pay for it? Like,
here's the funny thing. So okay. So the first time he was confronted about those statements, he says, "Oh, I'm gonna make Mexico pay the wall through a trade agreement,"
which is a
right?
lie. Uh-huh.
which is called the trade agreement that we have with Mexico, Canada, and Japan, and a list of some other Asian countries that I don't remember by heart at this moment.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we get the
it's
point.
called
Yeah.
NAFTA. It's called the North American Free Trade Agreement,
Okay.
right? That's the agreement that we would have with Mexico. They have already updated NAFTA agreement without the U.S.'s involvement. So at this point, Trump doesn't have any leverage over Mexico.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't.
Man.
So, but yet you will find the most dedicated Trump supporter claiming that he's doing an awesome job and has done great things for the country.
Those people are in denial. That is what that
But
is.
hey,
They're
here's the
in
thing.
What?
Listen, the man got over. Listen, I know Hillary got more popular votes, but it's not like
He
the
did.
margin was like 5 million.
It
or something
wasn't,
like
but
that. It wasn't.
Still though. Honestly, man, I think it should go by popular vote. To be honest, man.
People are sheep, and he thinks that he can repeat that same manner of victory in 2020.
It's not gonna happen.
Hey, I don't want it to happen. Understand when I'm saying this, I don't want another 4 years with this man.
Nah, man, because honestly, no one thought he was gonna win, and I think that's why people were just like lax on the voting. I think that's the reason. People were just like, you know what, this guy can't possibly win. I don't need to go out here and do this. I think this is common sense, but yo, man, common sense is not common.
You'd be surprised at the amount of people who don't have common sense. People
It's-
you think who are smart. People you
Exactly.
think that are smart now. It's not any rednecks from Wisconsin or Wyoming or something like that. Smart people who you think are smart. I was gonna say genius. They are just sheep.
A lot of people
The
don't
thing
know how to
about
think for
Trump-
themselves.
The thing about Trump, which I think that they're gonna write a book about this guy. I mean, they're gonna write a book, but I am just listen. I don't like the guy, but he has the gift of manipulation. Manipulation, that's his gift.
He does.
He knows how to tap into people's fears
Exactly, man.
to his advantage.
You just tap into racist America. That's what happened,
Yep.
bro. That's
let me tell you,
literally
Drew-
what happened.
Drew, like, me and you, we have some background in science. When there's a problem, my solution is to find a solution.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not going to keep talking about the problem without. I'm not going to just keep talking about it forever.
Exactly.
I'm going to be like, okay, here's the problem. Let's try to find a solution.
The scientific method.
And this scientific method.
That's what it is,
And
right
this
there.
man has never done that.
Not
I have
at
yet
all,
to
man.
see him do that through his old 4 years in office.
Just talks
I
out
have
of his
never
ass.
seen him. I've seen him talk about what the problem is, and I've seen him try to blame people. But I've never seen him just say, okay, I'm going to tell you guys how I'm going to fix this problem.
Yeah, now, inform me about this. Because why does it feel like everyone who works with this man or gets close to him, like, ends up being fired or something?
I
bad
was just
happens to
saying
them?
that the other day. I was
Like,
telling somebody that.
every single time. I'm just like, yo, like what's good with this boy? Like,
You look at you look at the White House press secretary. I'm thinking, oh man, Sean Spicer, that guy. Oh, that's him, right? I look in there, it's like Sarah or something. I'm like, man.
yeah,
But I mean, listen. That's how he's always done business. Is just to fire people. That's his history
that's what he
in
does.
business. Is just firing people. But like I said before, politics and business are two different things. They're two different things. Now, that's not. I'm not going as far to say that a businessman can never be a good politician. As a matter of fact, I have a good example of a businessman who I think is an adequate politician.
And who is that?
Michael Bloomberg, who used to be the mayor of New York.
Okay, and why do you think that?
I would think he was a good politician because he understood that he didn't try to run the state of New York like a business.
Okay.
He knew what he didn't know. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you know.
He knew what knowledge he was lacking in, and he didn't just put people around him. He listened to them.
I mean, because you could argue that Trump did the same thing. They just may
He's not
not.
listening to them because that's why they're quitting. They're either getting fired or they quit.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
I'm telling you, they're either getting fired or they're resigning.
This is true, man. That man, he's toxic.
It's a toxic environment
for people, for the country, man. That man's no good, man. I can't wait to see that man out of office. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I mean,
I hope.
no, I know.
I don't have faith. I'm not gonna have faith until the day comes and I see the result.
I feel that.
I'm not having my hopes up. I'm not making assumptions. I'm not, because we live in a new era.
This is true.
Certain things that you could get away with, certain things you can get away with saying now, was impossible 20 years ago.
Yeah, nah, that's a whole different debate. Yeah.
The majority of the public would have the sense to say, this man is not who he claims who he portrays himself to be.
Exactly, he's a fraud.
It's a fraud. It would have been nipped in the bud. It wouldn't be given a chance to get this far. But it's a new era. You know,
this is true.
The rules have changed.
Rules have changed. People gotta be.
I mean, before, if you were resorting to name calling and stuff like that, the public would have been like, "You're immature."
This is true.
You can't keep your composure. You're like a toddler, you know.
Yeah.
But apparently, that same characteristic they would have attributed to Trump. 20 years ago, is actually a positive into like our day and age.
And I don't understand that, man.
They'll be like, "Oh, he speaks his mind" and stuff like that.
Like, nah, man, you know? This man just.
It's just there's no substance to this man.
What's it called?
He's a bully. He's a bully in my opinion. There's no substance.
He just has straw man arguments. If I'm using the right fallacy.
I wouldn't even call it an argument. I just call it a tantrum.
It's like you can't just say something and then just attack the person's character without talking about the issue at hand. Like, he does that all the time. I'm just like even during like the presidential debates, like, why are you talking about the person? Talk about, you know what I mean, like what the actual topic is about. He's just attacking the person. Like, that's why. Huh?
Oh, keep going. I don't want to cut you off.
Nah. That's what I'm saying. Just like you know, someone's just not.
Listen, we live in a democracy. It's called a democracy. It's not a dictatorship. We're not communists. Right. We're not a monarchy. The word. If you watch him speak, if you watch the way that he speaks, I really think, in all honest opinion, that the man thinks he's a king.
Hold on. You cutting out a little bit?
I'm talking about Trump.
Okay.
When he speaks to the public, he thinks that he's a king. He's a king, meaning that.
Hello? Ooh, cutting out.
Hello? Drew.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my mic was, I don't know what's wrong with it, but.
All right.
Yeah, what I was saying was that
technical difficulties. We're back now.
They're back now.
Yeah, just
they try to turn me down, man.
They trying to tear you down, man. They're praying on your downfall.
They're trying to turn me up. Yeah, they turn me down, cut my mic off, man. That's not happening.
Just give me your closing statements on Trump.
Closing statements is this, man. Listen, do we really need a wall? That's just my opinion.
No.
The whole reason for a shutdown is because of a wall.
No.
Like, what is a wall going to do for you at the end of the day?
Absolutely nothing.
That fight, and the funny thing about it, this whole situation is, because listen, Democrats, they're trying to blame Democrats for the whole situation. Democrats have just gotten a stronghold in the House of Representatives. For the past 2 years, up until this past midterm election, Republicans have been in control. They've been trying to build a wall. Now, when they had control, the Democrats were willing to give them $25 billion for a wall. Why? I don't know. But the condition of that deal was Trump would have to give undocumented immigrants, as of now, who are in the country, opportunities to be citizens. You could build a wall and keep everyone out. But everyone that's currently in the country that's undocumented has to have the opportunity to file for permanent citizenship, and that includes the quote unquote DACA dreamers, people, children of undocumented immigrants who weren't born in this country, but have lived here for the majority of their lives. And guess what? When he had when the Republicans had power, he did not want to make that concession.
All right.
He could have gotten 25 billion, where he refused. And you cannot tell me that decision is not rooted in hate. You can't tell me.
Oh man, I don't know.
So I'm riding with the Democrats. I'm blaming Trump for this shutdown. And listen, all the people who are advocating for building a wall, let me tell you something. So what? You build the wall. Say this is my closing statements for real. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about this whole subject.
Let them know.
So what if you build a wall in Mexico? Guess what? People can come in through Canada. You gonna build another wall in Canada?
Nah, man.
You gonna build a wall in the East Coast, the West Coast?
Because the Mexicans are dangerous. Okay. Yeah.
Man, they're literally bringing meth over the border in Canada. Trying to tell me Mexicans are the problem.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get on to our next topic.
All
right. So we're gonna talk a little bit about music. Now we're gonna talk about J. Cole. He recently released a new track called Middle Child. Did you get a chance to listen to it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, no, it was a solid track by your boy Cole.
You giving Cole praise?
Oh my God, no, it's a solid track. All right,
okay, all right, that's good, man. You giving Cole praise, man.
I think it might be a radio
for the audience,
hit.
ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, Drew, has perpetually said that whenever J. Cole drops a new song, he says, "That's okay, but it's not as good as Friday Night Lights."
No, it's not.
Like,
it's not though. But it's not.
Every single J. Cole, he either begins or finishes every J. Cole critique with, "It wasn't Friday Night Lights though."
Okay. So, here's my thing about Middle Child and those other tracks. Now, it's a solid track, but here's my thing. Cole. And the reason why I got onto him, it was because of Friday Night Lights. And when you listen to Middle Child,
all right, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Middle Child. No,
but no, I'm tied on together. But here's the thing, like he, like you can tell he has bars. The lyrics are there, but you don't feel that passion in music. Like his voice sounds like he don't really care. I mean, if you listen to something like Friday Night Lights, like. You can hear the struggle in his voice. You can hear the pain. You can hear the hunger. But with Middle Child, I'm just like, all right, man. Like, Cole, I know you can rap. Solid track. It's a banger. It's good. And I moved on. That's all I gotta say about Middle Child.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, for the past couple years, that's been Cole's MO, and that's pretty much what has set him apart from the quote-unquote new age rappers of today. When you hear J. Cole, you're just gonna get bars. That's it.
Yeah, you're
not gonna get you're not gonna get too much animation.
That's true.
Or whatever over the top. He's a rapper's rapper. He's not.
He is.
He's not Lil Uzi, Playboy Cardi. Guys that are over the top and have stage. Do a lot of dancing on stage, acrobatics or whatever. He's not. That's not.
He is.
That's not Jake. That's never been Cole. I don't think we'll ever get that Cole. And if we did, maybe we got that type of Cole in Friday Night Lights. But
nah. No, Friday Night Lights. He had bars. I'm just saying he had energy. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. Like here's the thing with artists. Like the thing with artists is that when you first start out, you make some of your best music because you're the most hungry. That's the thing with artists. And
I disagree.
That's the thing with Cole. He was like, I don't know. It's that, and it's like some of the things like you just can't relate to. Like some of your favorite albums may not be the best albums lyrically, but it's your favorite album because you could relate to it, and it was important for you at a time in your life. And whereas just like good music is good music, and he has bars, but it's not. It's just not. It's just not doing it for
I
him.
wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
What
Listen, Cole is rich. He's rich right now. He's rich as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah. Like I'm
He
not.
already paid.
Uh huh.
Don't let him lie to you and tell you he hasn't paid Sally Mae.
No, no,
He probably paid Sally Mae after his first album.
no. He did.
Not even the first album. After the mixtape, he probably paid Sally Mae already.
Uh huh.
So, you know, I disagree. Here's why I disagree
And why do you disagree?
with the fact that you're saying that an artist can't make great music.
I mean, no, they
Well,
can't.
unless they're hungry and struggling, like to get to where they're at.
But that's like some of the purest form of music. It's so pure. It's so raw. Like it's hard to tap into that once you've met success, and that's a fact.
It's hard, but it's not impossible. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, but
It's not impossible. If you truly care about your craft, I don't think it's impossible. Now it's hard to find inspiration,
okay.
but I don't think that the sentence is the same is too absolute to me. It's too absolute.
All right.
Because there's plenty of artists out there that have tasted success and still put out quality music.
Okay.
I just think that this is my theory when it comes to music. The more success that an artist, gains, and I'm talking about a top tier artist, like
Okay.
quote unquote legendary artists or leaders of the new school. Those type of artists, the more success they gain and the higher up they climb on the totem pole, I think that there's a drop off in content.
All right.
Because there's more pressure on you to live up to. So of course,
That may be true to some extent. Okay.
there's some extent, like Jay-Z. I'm gonna give you Jay-Z as an example. And like early in Jay-Z's career, he came out with an album every summer, and eventually after Blueprint, and I want to say the Black Album, there were kind of longer gaps in between his musical output. Just put it that way. And I just think that's a fact because he became Jay-Z, this icon, this legend.
Okay.
That I feel like once he gained that status, he said to himself, "I can't afford to risk my legacy by putting out subpar material. I can't. If it's not good, I'm not gonna put it out. That's it."
But here's what I was saying about your favorite artist. Or let me give it a different example. So, like for example, like the Kendrick Lamar album, Damn, that was a good album, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Kendrick got bars. Like no one here can disagree that he doesn't have bars. Like no one's gonna be like, oh, Kendrick is trash. No one can say that album was trash, right?
That's a fair statement. Yes.
But here's my thing about that album. It's a good album, but it could never be like one of my favorite albums because it didn't connect with me in a certain way. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
I understand what you're saying.
It's like you can recognize that it's good music, like, but it's just not connecting with you. You know what I mean? Like I can listen to the song Middle Child and I know it's a good song. Like I can hear it, but it's just not doing anything for me personally. And like the thing like for me is just like with Cole, like he was one of my favorite artists for a long time. So that's why like I have a different standard when it comes to his music. Like that's just my angle on the whole thing. But what I mean, Middle Child, it's a decent track. I believe Revenge of the Dreamers Part 3. It's coming soon. So
Listen, I think Cole's come out with another album,
he might.
another solo album.
I don't.
You can't have 95 people come in just for the Revenge of the Dreamers project.
You could. I don't know, man. I mean,
But it's the names that he's mentioning, like Rick Ross, Drake.
J. Cole don't do
producers right
features
now.
though. He don't do features.
J. Cole,
He don't do features.
he don't do features. He's not really active in that regard. But
Like no, like
I will say that when he does do a feature, it's usually like
no. I'm saying like he doesn't have
Cole,
features on
Cole.
his songs, like his album. So that's why I feel like it has to be the joint project Revenge of the Dreamers, because When's the last time Cole put an honest feature on one of his albums? He hasn't.
Nah.
So I don't know. I don't know. That's my thing with that. Now let me give you go into this next rapper. His name is Blueface.
Oh my God.
Respect my crippin'.
Bust down, Tatiana.
See, my man already knows
Bust
the
it
song.
down.
So I just want to ask you, what do you think about Blueface? Is he starting a new wave in hip hop? Because a lot
Nah,
of
because he's
people,
following a wave.
but here's the thing though, a lot of people are saying that his style is different, and some people
Nah,
say it's good because he's rapping off beat,
nah.
but he I'm not gonna like he has some funny bars. I'm not gonna lie, he does have some funny bars, but people are saying because he's rapping off beat, this is different, and it sounds people are like it sounds good, and they're with it. Are you personally with the Blueface wave?
Personally, I'm not. I'm not a Blueface fan, but I can't deny that he has a presence. I'm
Okay,
not gonna deny his presence in music. He definitely he's definitely built himself a nice platform, but I'm not gonna go as far to say he started a wave. Because first of all, he's not even the first rapper to rap off a beat. I mean,
okay.
if you listen to Cash Money in the 1990s, late 1990s,
I'm gonna
it was
make
like,
my man go to the '90s. All right,
no, I'm telling you, yeah.
all right,
If
okay,
you really
that's fair.
know your rap history,
All right,
guys like Juvenile, uh, everybody knows Juvenile for back that ass up. But for the majority of his music involves him rapping off beat.
okay,
And you listen to those besides Juvenile, like BG, Young Turk. Blueface is not the first person to rap
okay.
off beat.
Um,
Honestly, I think the reason why he's gained so much clout
why is
is
that?
because of the fact he's funny. That's just it.
I think that's
He's
what
not the
it
first
is.
funny rapper.
He,
Ludacris was
he,
funny too,
I mean, Ludacris is funny. Lil Dicky
but he
was
had bars
funny.
though. Yeah, I'm not comparing him to Ludacris at all. But Ludacris was funny, but Ludacris
Yeah,
had bars.
he did.
But you know, I'm
Respect
not
my
gonna go as
crippin'.
far as saying he's starting a new wave. Cause he's part of it.
He's part of the wave, so he's not his own. I
He's not
think
starting anything
I, I,
new.
I think that's a fair. I think that's fair, but I'm just saying I haven't seen. To me, I don't know. He's just different. He's not. I mean, he is using autotune, but it's
Listen,
not
people
too
laugh at him.
obsessive.
People laugh at Ice JJ Fish too.
We're not gonna talk about IJJ Fish, all right? We're not
What?
gonna talk about this, man.
What?
But
What? Who's not the first person to gain clout off of internet memes? Come on now.
oh my
I'm
gosh,
not gonna give him. Listen, he's built himself a nice platform. Blueface is legit
I want
in
to
the
see what
music.
Blueface does. To be honest, I'm kind of excited to see what he does and
Listen,
where he goes. I mean, he's not gonna go far. I mean,
Blueface.
like
I hope you listen to 1985 by J. Cole. Save
uh,
your money. Don't spend all your money
like
on chains and go at the strip
like
club, man.
Blueface is the equivalent
Get
to
your
like
money and run. That's
Blueface
all I
is
gotta tell you,
Blueface
Blueface.
is like
I'm rooting
designer.
for you.
He's like Fetty Wap. You're not gonna hear
But
from him
save
in a
your
year.
money and run.
No, I don't think he's an idiot though. I mean, he is
Fetty Wap just got too many baby mamas. That's his
uh
problem.
Blueface is saying he's a crip, but I don't think he's like 6'9" and it's gonna be dumb with it and end up going to jail. I want to hope that Blueface is pretty smart. I know he recently had an interview with the Breakfast Club. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I'm gonna check that out.
Nah, he's not taking that serious. Listen, his manager is Whack 100, who's also the game's manager, and they're
Okay,
both bloods.
okay,
So
it's not really.
it's nah.
Okay, that's probably fair.
I think
Yeah,
the problem with Takashi was he wasn't surrounding himself with the right people.
yeah, because a lot of his managers were people he hung out with, and I think that was a
He hung
mistake.
out with,
Yeah, when you get
and they
money,
were shady.
get away from the hood,
Like his
bro.
manager, what was his manager? Shoddy. He's not a real manager.
Right, he is.
So, but who Blueface has surrounded himself with? Based on interview, I know he's affiliated with Game
Okay.
because they share a manager. And listen, Game is a gangster. Game
He will
as
pull up
gangster
on
as
people.
Game
He will.
is, as gangster as Game is, he hasn't gotten as much trouble as you would think. So I think he's trying to suffer with the right team.
Uh-huh. And all in all though, Blueface, man, I like him. I like him. I don't think he has any talent, and I don't think he's great, but
I like him. I
I
think
like
he
his
knows
I
that.
like his
I don't
funny.
think he takes himself too
I know,
seriously.
and I like his energy though, like almost like an ugly god. Just I like his energy, and I want to see what he does. Maybe he'll have a few more hits. But yeah, Blueface, respect my
And
Clipper.
Blueface, don't get a bunch of women pregnant so you paying
I'm
child
pretty
support.
sure
Because that child support
pretty sure he's a
will get you.
father.
Ex-Fed, he's a father?
I'm pretty sure Blueface is a father. Yeah,
Oh,
pretty sure he
well,
had his child in one of his videos, unless that wasn't his kid. But I could be wrong.
well, I just say try to lower your sperm count. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's the truth. All right,
That's it.
all right, man. Let's get on to the next topic. All right, Mitch, you wanna introduce it?
Introduce it, man. So trade deadline is coming up soon for basketball. It's I believe it's February 7th. Which is no. 7th? Yeah, it's February. Whatever. Regardless, trade deadline is next week. So this is around the time where we're hearing a lot of rumors and talk through the grapevine about potential superstars moving. So earlier this week, news broke out that Anthony Davis told the Pelicans that he wants to trade and he wants to team up with that man
LeBron
in Los
James.
Angeles, LeBron James.
Yo,
And he told them, I'm not going to resign. And if you trade me to another team, I'm just going to tell them I'm not going to resign.
Do you know he got fined for that?
He did get fined. He deserved to get fined.
Oh, like, can you really get fined for that though? Saying what
Yeah.
team you want to go to? That's a little bit ridiculous.
Because listen, I'll agree with that. Because now, do I think it's a bad thing that he's doing it? No, but there has to be some type of financial consequence because you cannot overtly put your team in a bind like that. Like I could understand if he, this was his last year, or was the off season. Like, okay, now's the time. We can talk. Things have quieted down a little bit. It's not as hectic. Like the season's not going on. There's more time for us to sit down and try to, work on a mutual agreement for both sides. But you just flagrantly obstructing your team's ability to market you to other teams. That deserves a fine.
Okay. Then when you say it like that, that is a fair statement.
Because by saying that, he's strong. He's in a sense strong arming them.
Okay. Kind of
Yeah.
forcing him.
He's
to
not
make
a
one
free
decision.
agent. Now, when you're a free agent, you can do whatever. We can do whatever you want.
How many years does he have his contract? Do you know?
2 years. I think he's a free agent in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you're a free agent, you can do whatever you want. More power to you. I don't want anybody. I wouldn't advise a player to make a snake move like Kevin Durant. But for the most part, you can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna give a guy grief for doing that. But
Okay.
you're under contract for 2 more years. Be professional. In my opinion, just be professional. And just be more professional. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Be more professional. Now, I'm saying he deserves to get fined because he's the one leaking the news. His agent is leaking. Listen, his agent was the one who gave ESPN the news.
Really?
Yeah, his agent Rich Paul,
Okay.
who also is also LeBron's agent.
Oh wow.
Rich Paul told Adrian Wojnarowski, who works for ESPN, and is like a basketball insider.
Yeah, I know what that is.
They literally got it. That's the closest thing to straight from the horse's mouth.
I mean,
There's
but
got to be some repercussions.
but is that confirmed though? Because Stephen A says he knows everything, but
No, I mean, Rich Paul told. Listen, they're not gonna say. Stephen A says he gets information from unnamed sources.
right.
That you have more little leeway with that. But if I'm Adrian Wojnarowski, I cannot say that Rich Paul told me something and he didn't tell me anything, because now I'm making myself and the network liable for lawsuit. For a lawsuit.
Okay.
But he wouldn't say that without it being true. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So going back to the trade, what do you think about the whole Anthony Davis? Like, where do you think it should go? Because personally, man, like, who, like I don't think Anthony Davis is going anywhere by being on the Pelicans. I think it is a smart decision to leave the Pelicans and possibly go to the Lakers. I mean, where else could he realistically go? Because if he was the Lakers, like let's say he was to get traded to the Lakers, I think they would probably give up like Zoe, maybe Cowell
Well,
Pope.
reports have said that the reports
Yeah,
that came out have already said the Pelicans not even going to answer the phone unless the Lakers offer Lonzo Ball,
Lonzo,
Kyle Kuzma,
Kuzma.
Brandon Ingram, and
Oh,
Zubac,
that's not. I
and
think
I
that's
think
too
two
much.
first round picks.
That's too much.
But
Like
that they just said they're not picking up the phone.
you know what? Like if they could not give up Kuzma, and
Yeah,
then I think it was fine because Kuzma's too valuable. Ingram, man, that man's trash. You get rid of Ingram. I don't like him.
I don't think Ingram is trash. I just think that listen, he's a young player. He needs to be consistent. First and foremost,
I
he
don't
needs to
think
be
he wants to
consistent.
be in the NBA, man. Like the way he play, man.
I just think his game doesn't fit with LeBron because Ingram is a guy who needs the ball in his hands.
Bro, it hasn't fit since he's been in the Lakers at all. What do you mean
Nah, nah.
that man is
Ingram,
garbage?
Ingram's improved.
He's
Listen,
improved.
not everybody's a LeBron James or Kevin Durant.
But
Is gonna
here's the
just
thing.
excel
Why is
immediately.
Kuzma a better option than Ingram?
Listen, Kuzma. Well, is Kuzma a number one option? That's the thing. Kuzma's not a number one option. He's playing a. He's doing well in his role opposite LeBron as a second option.
Okay.
Now, can you count on Kyle Kuzma to initiate offense? No, I wouldn't say he can initiate offense and
All
kind of
right.
be a playmaker, which is what they're tasking Ingram with.
Okay.
Um,
Fair.
so I think that's fair. I I just don't think it's a good fit. Trade him to give him. If I'm Pelicans, I don't think it's a bad idea to get the 2 first-round draft picks and maybe Lonzo Ball and Ingram.
You think there's an
And you
alternative
could
for
build
Anthony
around,
Davis?
try to bring around Ingram.
Where else could he go?
Who?
Anthony Davis, if not the Lakers.
Um,
Warriors? Is that
Listen,
not-
no, listen. Listen, if that happens, listen, they already got the 5 rings of Thanos. They already got the Infinity Rings
They
with,
do.
with Boogie,
They do.
KD,
Boogie,
Steph,
he's in
Draymond,
he's
and
back
Clay.
now. Uh-huh.
They got the Infinity Rings, so
Um,
I think there has to be a limit to these things,
I'm
man.
trying
I
to-
don't know how much we could take as fans.
maybe the Rockets? Maybe they could use him?
Nah, he can't. Well, I
Mm,
only say that because they don't have flexibility
okay.
with their cap. They're pretty much strapped for cash at this moment.
Uh,
And while some players are taking pay cuts, AD would have to sacrifice probably $20 million to go to the Rockets. And I'm not doing that.
okay.
And I wouldn't expect him to do that. But my only thing is, listen, I agree with you. I felt like Anthony Davis, it sucks, man. It sucks when you are one of the best people
Yeah.
at your jobs and you haven't been able to, your success hasn't matched your talent.
Is literally
It's
like
tough.
Devin Booker. Like
It was KG for
it's like
the first 10 years of his career.
it's like you're at somewhere and you're literally just wasting your time. You're
You're wasting your time. That's what
wasting
happened to
your youth,
KG.
and you won't.
There's a lot of
win.
people that
Yeah.
still wonder what if KG during his actual prime, because when he got to Boston, he was kind of on his way out. What if KG in his prime? Because KG, people forget about KG. KG was an MVP at one point.
Okay.
If his younger years, if he just demanded to trade sooner, what his legacy would be? Would he have more rings? I think so. But we've seen what happens when you're too loyal, and I don't fault Anthony. I just don't like. I think the way he handled it was not a smart move. It wasn't.
Nah, he.
It wasn't smart. He should have been more strategic. Because here's the situation. He's under contract for 2 more years. I mean, he can kind of, gain some leverage by telling the Pelicans he'll only resign with the Lakers. But at the end of the day, the Pelicans have control of his destiny.
This is
They
true.
can trade him wherever they want. You've seen what San Antonio did to Kawhi. He said he wanted to go to LA. They sent him as far away from LA as you could go.
They did. Hey man, but
So
shout out to my dude at the Raptors though. I mean, he doing good
he's
though.
balling.
He's balling with
Shout
the
out to
Raptors.
Kawhi, man.
Yeah,
I'm
shout
happy
out.
for Kawhi. He came back and proved himself.
He did
And if
so.
I'm him, I would really take more time to consider staying in Toronto because by the way things are going, like he could get a free ticket to the. He could be the. Either him or Giannis is going to be the next LeBron in the East. I'm telling you that right now. Either him or Giannis. So, but again, so as I was saying, Anthony Davis has some leverage in that respect, but at the end of the day, he's under contract. He can't leave out of his own free will. So, I just feel the timing is wrong because number one,
Yeah.
in all actuality, the team that can offer them the best deal is Boston, and because of some league finance rules or whatever, for some reason they cannot make a trade for Anthony Davis without trading Kawhi as of now. From what I understand, their intention is not to trade. If they're gonna acquire KD, it won't be sending Kyrie somewhere else. They want to pair Kyrie and Anthony Davis together. So they can only do that after the season. And Boston give him the best deal. They could give him a first round picks. Thanks again to the Nets for being dumb and trading that Brooklyn trade a couple years back. But we're not gonna talk about that.
No, we're
not. Talk about the fact that Boston has the most draft picks to offer New Orleans, and they have the most talent. They could offer them Jason Tatum. They could offer them Jaylen Brown. They could offer them Rozier. They could offer them, I don't know, Marcus Smart. They can make the best deal out of every team in the league.
If you got AD, Kyrie, and Hayward all on one team, I think that's a solid team. But the thing is, I feel like they lose a bench if they do that. I don't know if they want to take that risk.
No. I think they'll be fine because the difference is that. But Boston has a lot of pieces. I mean, they would still have Hayward, Marcus Morris, Al Horford. And then they'll probably just sign one or two guys in the offseason to come play for them. I feel like that's a trade Boston can afford because of the fact that they have so much talent.
Okay.
And you know, let's just be honest. LeBron is LeBron, he's the best player in the league, but how many years does he have left playing at that level?
How old is he now? Like 35, is he?
He's 30, yeah. He's gonna be 35. No, he's 34. He's gonna be 35 later this year, 2019.
He only has a few good years left.
He has a few good years left.
LeBron got injured for the first time, man. That man actually got injured.
His timeline is different from Kyrie's timeline. So basically, the best case scenario for the Lakers, if they're gonna acquire a star, the best case scenario in order to fit with LeBron's timeline, so he can get one championship before he retires, one additional one, would be to sign a free agent. Just keep the roster intact and sign somebody as a free agent.
All right, so now moving on. What do you think? What do you think about the Knicks' sudden move?
Don't get me started on my Knicks, man.
The Knicks, man, they traded.
Man, let me tell you what's going.
Porzingis, man.
Let me tell you how I feel about it. The Knicks are just going to lose for another 100 years.
Yeah, they got the 1,000-year curse. No, that's the truth, man. Like, I don't understand why they would get. Okay, so now Porzingis did leave, and he did want to leave, but what is wrong with the Knicks organization? Why do they just like detract players? Like, no one wants to play for the Knicks, and I mean, I understand like Porzingis was in a recovery mode and everything, but this man just said like, I want to leave, and they gave him away for what? Who was it?
Dennis Smith Jr. DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews, and 2 unprotected first round picks in 2021. I think the earliest they could get those picks would be 2021 and 2023.
That's so bad. Like, the Knicks, like, they're supposed to build around Porzingis, not give him up. Like, that's so stupid. Like, who? I don't understand the thought process. So now,
listen, I've been a Knicks fan when I was born, 1996. I've been a Knicks fan for it's gonna be
Yeah.
23 years. No, let me not say 23 years, because I can't be a fan of the Knicks.
Mm.
Let me just say, let's just say 21 years. I've been a fan of the Knicks, and I really doubt that I will see a winning Knicks franchise in my lifetime. I doubt it.
I really don't think you. I don't think so. I don't even know where the Knicks go from here. I mean, what is it now? Hope that they get Zion. I mean, that's not
That's
guaranteed.
it.
That's not
That's
guaranteed.
it. That's
And,
it. Listen,
like,
people, there's a misconception in basketball that if you lose, if you have the worst record, you're automatically gonna get the number one.
I mean, look at the Sixers, man. I mean, Markelle
Yeah,
Fultz
the
is
Sixers,
trash.
but here's the thing: the Sixers haven't gotten the number one pick every single year.
True, they haven't. Okay, that's true. I mean,
They haven't.
I mean, you've got a chance, but it's not.
It's not.
On the
They
same guarantee.
I think it's a combination of them drafting well and kind of listen. The only reason Joel Embiid fell to number 4 was the fact that he was hurt coming out of college.
Which is understandable.
That's it. I remember like it was yesterday. Because remember during that draft, everyone thought that the stars was going to be Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker. Those guys are going to be your next perennial all stars.
Correct.
And I remember one guy, can't remember his name, one of these analysts on ESPN said, Joel Embiid is going to be the best player in this draft. Period. That was way before, he actually, way before he took 2 years to play, first of all. And before he showcased why the Sixers could afford to wait for him so long. He said, let me tell you something, Joel. He said those are his words. Joel Embiid is going to be the best player in the draft.
Yeah, right now, Embiid is the best player on the Sixers. I don't care what anyone says. He is the best player. Without him, bro.
And the Sixers drafted well. They
drafted well.
Simmons,
with the exception of Fultz, man.
They drafted Covington and Sark, which is what allowed them to acquire Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, so I mean, they need to get rid of Fultz.
Winning in general, players nowadays are kind of taking their own destiny into their own hands. But at the end of the day, your front office has to make the right moves, and
that's right.
The Knicks front office has not done that.
They've been making bad moves after bad moves.
Drew, I don't know about you, but I got a notification on my phone.
What?
Today that said that the Knicks are contemplating trading Porzingis. Less than 5 minutes later, I get another notification saying, Knicks have completed a trade with the Mavericks.
Exactly. I'm just like, what? Man.
Clearly they did not.
No.
Listen, I could be wrong. Listen, I like Dennis Smith Jr. I like him, but am I in love with him? No.
He hasn't been balling this season. I mean, I had to drop him for my fantasy. He wasn't balling.
He wasn't balling. I had to drop him and get Bryn Forbes on the Spurs.
So,
because Bryn Forbes is doing better than him.
So I don't like this new Knicks team. I don't see them doing anything good. Now, how much time on a Porzingis contract did he have? They couldn't convince him to stay.
He's gonna be a restricted free agent this year, but notice I said restricted, meaning that he doesn't have complete control over where he goes.
Okay.
Basically, he could sign an offer sheet with another team.
Okay.
But the Knicks would have the opportunity to match. And if they matched it, he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
And I think I don't know.
Do you think they just got scared? You know what? We better just get something there rather than just get nothing. You know, because
listen, having cap space, by the way, is overrated.
And why is that?
Having cap space is overrated. If you don't have anything to, if you don't have anything other than cap space to attract free agents, I think it's overrated.
Okay. Yeah. So
I think it's overrated.
So, I don't even know what mode the Knicks are. Are they rebuilding again?
Yeah, we've been rebuilding, but the thing is that we're on the right track. You gotta understand, Phil Jackson.
They're right track, bro. It's like they had a foundation and they just broke it again.
Yeah. You gotta understand, you can't turn the ship around in 1 year. Because Phil Jackson spent multiple years, destroying the Knicks. So they weren't gonna fix it in one off season. Here's what the Knicks were gonna do. Okay, you had KP, and I still believe in KP. I think if he comes back healthy, he has the potential to be an MVP in this league. Like that's how much faith I have in his talent.
Okay.
You don't find 7'4" guys who can dribble and shoot. You just don't. He's a unicorn. Like, he's literally a unicorn.
Yes.
And when you have talent like that, you can't just throw it away at the drop of a dime. You can't. You can't. Because the numbers are high that you'll never find a talent like that ever again. And the thing about Porzingis is he's been the only star. He's been the Knicks' best draft pick since Patrick Ewing. And Patrick Ewing's been retired for what? Probably 15 years.
Yeah, it's been a while for him.
It's been a while. They haven't. They had Melo, but they traded for Melo.
They traded
Porzingis was their best homegrown star since Patrick Ewing.
Yeah.
So they were in the right direction. They were just letting the man recover from his injury.
Yeah.
And I do believe in tanking. Now, I don't believe in tanking like the Sixers were.
Hey, no,
because that was out of hand.
Hey, bro. You know what they said? Trust the process.
Trust the process.
I believe in the process, bro.
I believe in the process.
Well,
so I wasn't mad
bro.
that the Knicks were gonna lose. I think the Knicks have the worst record right now, and they're probably gonna finish with the worst record. So I'm not mad because that means, we would still have we would have the opportunity to draft somebody like Zion and keep KP. And I feel like once you have those two situations resolved, you have KP as your foundation, and you draft another foundation piece, then I feel like that's when the Knicks could become players in free agency. You could have guys like KD saying, "Oh, okay, if I go to the Knicks."
Why are you picking on KD?
No, I'm not. Listen, if he goes to the Knicks, I have respect for him because he's gonna have to turn them around.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying, guys are gonna be free agent because this year's gonna be stacked. It's Boogie, it's KD. It's Kawhi, Bradley Beal. There's a lot of dudes that the Knicks could acquire, and Kyrie. So, I feel like by having KP and possibly having a high draft pick, which I hope the Zion, that'll be enough for a guy to seriously consider going to the Knicks. Like, let's just say that gives them a meeting with a free agent.
Okay.
Now, after what they just pulled today, I don't know a free agent who's gonna sit down with the Knicks. I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay. All right. So speaking of bad decisions on the field, the NFC Championship game. Do you wanna introduce that topic and why you are frustrated?
Well, you gotta know what happened. The Saints lost. There was a pivotal moment in the game where pass interference should have been called on the Rams, but for whatever reason the official didn't throw the flag. And we learned after that game that one of the officials wanted to throw a flag, but they were instructed by another ref not to throw the flag.
What? So, are you serious? I didn't know it was that deep.
So, there's been an outcry against Roger Goodell.
Okay, and now
the commissioner.
That man definitely needs to get fired. And I mean, like, I don't like there needs to be something to be like, yo, like.
And they're even going as far as to say that Goodell should just overturn change the game, like say that game doesn't count, and have them replay or something. I don't know if they want to play.
Nah, I don't know if they can do all that, but there needs to be something set in place because you can't have an obvious, blatant call like that and miss it. Like, bro, like you could clearly see on a replay. I'm like, bro, that's pass interference. He straight smacked him. Like, we all saw that, and the fact that I wasn't called, like, there needs to be someone in the booth to be like, you know what, no, like no, like this is pass interference. We can all see it. Let's make this call and go on. Like I feel like that's more fair than being like, oh, we only got like 3 or 4 refs on the field, and if they don't see it, then it doesn't go.
I
Like,
don't know, man.
I
I
mean,
don't. I don't know.
I mean, but what's fair though? What's fair though?
Listen,
What you honestly see or what the ref
I
observes?
honestly,
That's not fair.
in my honest opinion, I don't think, I don't think there's any way to resolve a situation. It's just part of the game. It's gonna happen.
It's
There's
gonna
gonna be
happen.
blown calls.
Oh my god.
Listen, if you have a committee, right? Now, I guarantee you, say, okay, say that there's a rule in effect that says, some some official team who's watching the game from they're not at the game, because based on what every feedback I'm getting from reading articles, people are like, this is the way of thinking is like, oh, okay, we're gonna have like a executive officiating committee that is not present at the game.
I mean,
They're
no,
in some room in like New York or something like that.
they should be present in the game, or maybe you know what, or maybe
Or probably upstairs,
or
something
maybe
like
have
that.
more refs on the field. But no, but continue.
Yeah, like they'll have some. Basically, that's what I'm getting. They should have. I don't know if it's more refs or whatever, but I don't think that there's any way to win this argument. Blown calls happen like that all the time. It's part of the game.
It definitely does happen like that, but
It happens.
that's not fair though. Like,
And I'm not gonna blame. Believe it or not, I'm not gonna blame Goodell for this because that's not his job. There's an actual committee that deals with fairness, the competition committee.
okay,
And the same coach that the Saints coach was complaining about the call and is kind of trying to push for the NFL, for Goodell to like overrule the decision of the game. He's part of the competition committee. So I think he has a valid case, but I think this is kind of like sour grapes. I think because it happened to him,
all
he's
right,
taking it personal.
okay.
If it happened to somebody else, I don't know if there would be as much of an outcry. But I'm not gonna blame Goodell for this.
All right.
He doesn't handle this. He's done a lot of wrong things, but he doesn't have control over this one. And when you start saying he should, overturn the decision of a game, that's opening Pandora's box.
Okay, that's all right. That's fair.
Listen, the Patriots dynasty was made off of a blown. I don't know if you want to call it a blown call or a bad rule, which was the
Okay.
tuck rule. That's what started the dynasty.
God.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
Because of the tuck rule.
Because
Because of the tuck rule, when Charles Woodson stripped Tom Brady of the ball, it should have been a fumble to a lot of people's opinion,
okay,
but it ended up not being a fumble because he already tucked the ball and was in the throwing motion. But
All
he
right.
did get stripped.
Okay.
And guess what happened after that? New England has been a dynasty for almost 2 decades.
you know what?
So
I want to turn this over to overtime rules. Now, personally, I think overtime rules should be changed to the college rules, or something needs to get done to it, because I don't think it's fair that during overtime, it's the first team that scores, and that's the end of the game. Like I don't
Yeah.
like I don't think that's fair. I feel like both
before
teams,
it was really bad because originally you would have to, if you just kicked the field goal, you would win.
Exactly.
Now, what they tried to do was say, if you score a field goal,
the
the team has a chance.
the other team gets a chance, right?
But if you score a touchdown, the game's over.
I don't think that's fair. I feel like because let's be honest, football, it is two teams against each other, but really it's offense versus defense and offense versus defense. Like it's really two separate teams out there. Like you need to give them a chance to score like that. Like to me, I'm just like, all right, so if you flip a coin and they get the ball first and they score it, that's it. Like
I agree.
like to me that's whack. Like in college, at least both teams get a chance. Like all right, you get a chance to score. You don't score, they get a chance. All right, and if they score, you win.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think that's logical. Now there were other arguments saying that what if dude got injured during the overtime rules, and what if it just kept on going? I don't think that's a
In that
fair
case,
argument. I feel like
in
that's a slippery slope argument.
no, in that case, I would just make that rule an exception. Like I only do that during the postseason
No,
because I really think that New England got bailed out by Kansas City's defense.
okay, yeah,
Mahomes was shred. I don't think they were a better team, to be honest with you. All this talk about the Saints being robbed or whatever. I don't think New England was a better team than
okay,
Kansas City because Mahomes was shredding them.
uh-huh.
Mahomes was killing them. I think he was the best player on the field.
Mhm.
And you could just see that not even having the opportunity to play in overtime really rubbed them the wrong way.
Yeah, it probably did. He
Because it's just
probably
like,
wants
yo,
those rules to change.
I was killing them. Like they could not stop me.
Exactly. He was like, yo, he's like, yo, like, give me a shot. Like, that's.
I mean, Tom Brady. Everyone's talking about Tom Brady, but if you watch the game, if you're a truly objective fan, you know that Tom Brady was not the best player on the field.
Okay.
It was Patrick Mahomes.
Mm.
And he just didn't. I sincerely think that he just didn't have basically the coin toss decided the game.
The coin toss.
New England got bailed out by the coin toss.
I heard.
At that point, Kansas City's defense, which was already suspect, they gave up.
I've heard some arguments saying that if it's overtime, when it comes to overtime, you already know what the rules are, so you should be prepared for any outcome, and the defense know what job they have to do. And I'm just like, to me that's dumb. That's dumb. Come on now.
Like I said, Patrick Mahomes was the best player on the field.
Okay.
That offense. I mean, the only reason that the only reason that they weren't able to win the game before overtime was the fact that they did intercept Brady, but somebody had a penalty for a neutral zone infraction, if you're gonna be honest. So, and by the time New England scored, Kansas City didn't have enough time to score, and that was that. And they just won the coin toss. They happened to win the coin toss like they have a tendency to do, and they scored first. That's just what happened. Like I said, I'm not taking credit away from New England. Tom Brady was definitely clutch. They definitely made plays when they needed to, but if you ask me, do I think the best team won? I don't think so. I think Patrick Mahomes was the best player on the field. I think he knew that, and I think that he got the short straw. That's it.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, man. That's it for sports. You gotta go into TV / some anime news right now, and Punisher season 2. Now, did you get a chance to finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this right now. What was better, season 1 or season 2? And there is a correct answer. There is a correct answer.
There's no correct answer, man.
No. There's a correct answer.
Can't tell anybody the correct answer for liking what they like.
No. There's a correct answer. What's better?
There's no correct answer, man.
There's a correct answer. What's your answer?
I'm not answering no more. You telling me my answer? My answer might not be correct. I don't know what it is.
Say what you think. What was better? Say what you think right now.
I think season 1.
And
actually, I think season 1 was better.
That's the correct answer because season 2 is trash. Season 2 was.
I'm not gonna call season 2 trash.
I'm not gonna call it great. Season 2 is a solid 4 out of 10. It's a solid.
I give
4.
it a 7. I give it a 7.
A 7.
Yep.
A 7.
Yeah. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Hey man, that's your opinion. To me, it was a 4 out of 10. Now, are we gonna go into spoilers or nah?
It's up to you. I think at this point everybody has it.
If you haven't seen it, man, just be warned. Skip ahead. I don't know. We might see a little bit of spoilers, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with season 2. Now it starts off with Frank Castle. He's in this bar, and he sees this woman, or just a young little girl,
Bust
and
down, Tatiana.
yeah, nah, he saw the girl. He was like, "Yo, I'm trying to get in now," but that's not what happened. So really, he saw her. She was like needed. She was in trouble. She needed help. So he intervenes, and
You know,
apparently,
as Frank Castle,
yeah,
does. That's what he does on a regular
Punisher. He
basis.
does what he does, and now he's getting chased, and so apparently there's like some. I don't want. It's not an organization, but it's like these. What is like? What is their name?
I forgot.
I don't even think they even have like a defined
To be
name.
honest with you, I forgot.
But
I forgot names.
it's like rich people, and these rich people
Yeah, these rich,
are,
the
are
rich family. I want to say a rich family.
a rich
That
family. Their
they have
son
a
is
son
yeah
he has a career in politics.
yeah
He's a senator.
exactly
And I think he's supposed to announce his bid for presidency in the near future.
yeah but
But
the
he's gay.
girl the girl had evidence that he was gay, and they didn't want to do that because they didn't think he would be elected president if the world knew he was gay, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably true. I don't think the United States would elect a gay president. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. But going on, here's the thing, like there's a second plot, and the second plot is that Billy Russo, he awakes in the hospital
Jigsaw.
basically, and he wakes up and he doesn't necessarily remember what happened towards the end of season one or why his face was messed up. Like all he remembers is um prior when when he was still in Marines, and that Frank Castle, Curtis, they're all his friends. He doesn't remember anything he did after that, and why why Frank Castle wanted to kill him. Because if you don't know, Billy Russo was basically responsible for Frank Castle's his family's death. So that's essentially why he came after him. That's season one. So you have that whole plot line where he's trying to, regain, like find himself, and you have like his psychologist, Dr. Dumont. I don't know, she was bad, but yeah, Dr. Dumont.
Oh,
Yeah, and I don't know, man. Yeah, Dr. Dumont, and she was his psychologist, and they have some type of like.
she crazy too though.
Yeah, she was crazy, and then you got Special Agent Madani, and which if you don't remember, Billy Russo basically used Madani in season one, and so she's like struggling with her own mental health issues because she can't get over it, if that makes sense. And that's pretty much season two. There are two plot lines. There's a plot line with Billy Russo, and there's a plot line with the senator's parents, and it really goes back and forth the whole time. And to be honest, I think that was a mistake because they treat it as two separate plots instead of trying to combine it into one. So it just feels hashed together. It doesn't feel molded. It feels like they just got a whole bunch of different pieces, try to put together, and here's a story. Now at first when I was watching, I was like, all right, we got Frank Castle and we got this girl, and throughout the season they don't say 100%, but he basically kind of sees her as a daughter, and I thought they were gonna take the whole Last of Us or the whole Wolverine route where you have a father and a daughter, and they build that relationship. Now I thought they were gonna go with that in season two, and if they would have did that, the season would have been amazing. But they decided not to. They kind of, it's like they have a relationship, but it's not really explored too much for you to believe it by the end of the season. And she's dealing with her own things, and Frank Castle is trying to deal with Billy Russo. So all in all, it was just okay. Like, it doesn't have as much gore as season one. It's more story based, trying to develop the characters. I think they did do a good job of developing Madani. I think she's probably one of the best characters in season. Just developing her psyche and trying to get over it. Dr. Dumont, a little kind of crazy. Curtis, man, that man stay getting fucked up. That man can't win a fight. Shit. Yeah, yo,
He can't, man. He got a bum leg, man.
oh man, as soon as
Come on,
yo,
man.
Curtis big as fuck for no reason, bro. He is
He got
big
a
as
bum
fuck for
leg.
no reason.
All I gotta do is kick him in the leg. He can't do nothing after that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, all in all, you got all those different elements, and it just it just feels like if they would have got rid of Billy Russo completely and forgot his whole plot line and just focus on the girl and Frank Castle, it would it would have been great. I think actually, her name is Amy, right? Her name was Amy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, her name was Amy. So
Yeah.
if they had focused on that, it would have been great. But because they decided not to, it was just to me, it just seemed tacked on and hashed together. What do you think about it, Mish?
Um, I enjoyed it. I mean, this is Punisher. Everybody knows why we watch the Punisher. We watch the Punisher to watch him fuck shit up.
But it wasn't
Like
as violent though. Like,
it was violent enough for me. It had its moments.
okay,
It had its moments. I agree with you. The storyline could have been handled better. I just think that's a testament to the uncertainty about the future of the show.
okay,
Because if you didn't know, Netflix has canceled a bunch of the Marvel series. They canceled Daredevil. They canceled Luke Cage. I'm surprised they canceled Daredevil because Daredevil got rave reviews for season 3. They canceled Daredevil, like I said, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and I think they canceled Jessica Jones. So nobody knows what was the basis for that. You could argue that they should have canceled Jessica Jones. I'm gonna say, I mean, I'll say only Jessica Jones because I know Iron Fist. Yeah, initially we had a tough time. Season 1 wasn't really that good, but I think they came around season 2. It looked like they were in the right direction.
okay.
And I was interested to see what was gonna happen in the next season. So,
Oh, of Iron Fist.
of Iron Fist, yeah.
Wait. So
So,
you said can't? You said keep Iron Fist and cancel Jessica Jones.
yeah.
I disagree. I 100% disagree. That no, never. Just
Well,
Jessica Jones season 1 was probably one of the best Marvel seasons that they had in all this series, and I mean season 2 kind of
it didn't
fell
really do
down,
it for me.
but Iron Fist was never good.
I disagree. If season 1
Season 1
was average, season 2 was good.
no, season 1 of Iron Fist was average. Season 2 was just it was maybe slightly better than average with the characters in development. I mean,
It was good to me. So,
okay,
anyways, I'm just saying, regardless of what show you think was better than that, it's not like they were unsuccessful. So I don't know. I just felt like the reason why maybe if they were certain about the future of the series, they would have just had Frank protecting Amy for season 2.
okay,
Then season 3 would be Frank versus Billy Russo, aka Jigsaw.
okay.
But because they don't know, and pretty much in all likelihood, it'll be a long time if there'll be another Punisher season because
It's possible just because he's a spinoff. So I don't think he's like in that whole Defenders realm or category when you talk about it. So I think that's probably the reason why season 2 wasn't canceled. And I mean, the way it ended, there could be a season. Actually, no. Actually, the way it ended, there wasn't season 3.
no.
You wouldn't be mad, but you would be like, all right, okay, it's over.
Yeah. So I'll just say I enjoyed season 2.
Okay.
Now, was it better than season 1? No, but I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. Moving along. I wanna ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Is One Piece too long?
No.
Um, I don't even know how to even approach this, but now, do you think that? Okay, let me present this in a way that's gonna make sense. Okay, so if you listen to an album, right,
Yeah.
and you like half of the songs and you hate half of the songs, then it's an
Hmm.
average. It's an average album, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So One Piece, right? So if you like half of the arcs and you hate the other half, then it's an average show. Because I don't think people like all the arcs of One Piece. Because I've heard people say, oh, like there are some arcs that you really like, and then there'll be a string of episodes that, oh, it's boring, or you could probably skip it. Now, do you think that brings detriment to the show, or do you feel like a show that's not,
Well, I don't feel that way about One Piece. I don't think half of the arcs are bad.
okay,
I don't think half of the arcs are trash. Half of the arcs are good. I don't think that at all. Now, when I tell people to skip certain things in One Piece, it's not because those arcs are bad. It's just that some people, because at this point in time, if you're starting from the beginning of One Piece, you have a
okay,
lot of ground to make up.
this is true.
So, to kind of fast track the process, I would tell you to skip some, but it's not because they're not good. I'm just telling you that, in my opinion, when I say that, it's not because it's not good. It's because I want you to get to where I'm at,
But
so we can talk about it.
is that not a flaw in the show though? Like
It's not a
the
flaw
fact that you can
because
recommend someone to skip a certain section of the show, that sounds like a flaw to me.
it's not. I'm not telling you to skip it because it's bad. I'm just getting that out the way.
I feel
I'm
like you
not saying
shouldn't tell
it's
someone to
bad.
skip any part of the show at
It's
all.
enjoyable.
I would tell someone watch all 800 episodes. I mean, if I really like the show, I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Oh well, I don't think One Piece is too long. I've enjoyed it. I've
Okay.
enjoyed almost all the arcs,
All right.
and I'm still enjoying it. If it gets to the point where it was like Naruto and they're just trying to put filler in there,
And
and
so you don't think there's any
know,
filler in
One Piece is not doing that though.
It's not doing it. Like all the arcs matter. What
They
they're
do.
doing to find a One Piece.
Yes.
Now have you seen Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Now for Full Metal Alchemist it's 64 episodes, but you could argue all 64 episodes matter. All the characters connect at the end. There isn't a single wasted episode in Full Metal Alchemist. But I feel like in One Piece, it's so hard to be concise and to the point if you keep making so many episodes and there's so many different adventures. I mean, what are there, like three time skips in One Piece? Don't
Nah, there's only one time skip.
don't you, only one?
Yeah.
I could have swore I heard there was more, but regardless, don't you think it would be a better show? Or I mean, I don't yeah, a better show if it was more concise and to the point. Like,
I mean, me and you are the opposite. I mean, I like a good. I don't want my stories to end too
Okay.
quickly. Um, that being said, I don't think there's an anime other than One Piece that could pull off what is done. I don't think you should. I don't necessarily want all my shows to air for 20 years,
okay,
but at the same time, I don't want them to end too quickly. So
I can understand that.
like I said, if it was going on for 20 years and the quality of the story wasn't up to par, then I would have a gripe with it being that long. But most of the arcs are essential to the storyline, because here's the thing with One Piece.
Okay,
So he wants to be the Pirate King, but
all right.
we learn now. You would think that to become the Pirate King, what do? You become the strongest or whatever, strongest pirate or whatever.
Makes
But
sense.
even then, being the strongest, there's layers to the story. You could be the strongest pirate and not be able to get the One Piece,
Okay,
and that's because you can't just. There's more to the story. There's layers to the story. Like Luffy has to do this, then we find out he has to learn this.
you
and
don't
stuff like that.
you don't think that's filler or just extra padding to make
No.
it longer?
No, because as long as they make it make it interesting.
You don't think they're just diverting from the goal?
No,
Okay, interesting.
no.
Um,
Because when it does happen, when it happens, it's it's gonna be a big moment.
it's gonna be you
Like
don't.
it was a big moment when Naruto mastered the Nine-Tailed Fox, because they were hinting at that
Okay,
forever, and based on what he had to go through to get to that point, he didn't just fight Sasuke and then got control. He had to learn. He had to learn, and I feel like
all right.
that's the value, is just the story and the journey.
The story and the journey.
Yeah, on how the main character reaches his or her goal.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting take, man. I don't know. For me, and for what I've seen in anime, I just personally have to disagree with the statement. Like, I wouldn't personally tell anyone to watch a show that's 800 episodes long and be like, "Yo, this is great." I feel like if you have a goal and you can't tell the story within, I might say, if you can't tell your story within like at most like 150 episodes, like that's the most, and I feel like you don't have a good story, and I feel like you're wasting time. I don't think anyone has the mental capacity or the capability to create a story and think about all the intricacies of it for the and project it for the next 20 years and still have a big good story. I don't think that's possible. I feel like at some point you're just gonna be putting padding or filler, or I mean I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I feel like what he's doing, he's just trying to extend it as long as he can. I don't think everything that this man does is necessary or
I disagree.
important to find in the One Piece. And now I'm saying it to someone who hasn't seen One Piece. I'm just saying from the outside looking in and what it looks like. I prefer a show like Full Metal Alchemist where all the characters clearly matter. Like everyone comes back towards the end, and you can see all the relationships between them matter. And there's not a single wasted episode. It's nice. It's concise. It's to the point, and that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I got another one to add. Like I said, I like One Piece. I understand that you look at 800 episodes, they automatically think that that's too long, but I just encourage you to give it a chance. That's
All
it.
right. Yo ho ho and the pirates.